Hi folks, in this video we're gonna go through this code. This is a Node.js code and it defines a API endpoint for a MongoDB database used by an e-commerce site. I got this code from a Udemy course. So he provides a link on the GitHub website with all the source code. So you should check it out. Okay, let's start with app.js. As I said, this is a Node.js application, and as you can see, this mongoose.connect. This actually connects you to the MongoDB database, and these are the middlewares. These are the routes with API prefix to the route. So all these routes, auth route, user route, category route, product routes, they come after this API prefix in the URL. And as you can see here, this is a port from the environment, and this is actually a node server. There's a difference. This is a MongoDB, and this app.listen actually defines a node server. You can see over here. After the mongoose connects to the database, it will console log dv connected is here, so you know that it's successful. But app.listen console logs server is running on port 8000, which is this one. So you should take note of the distinctions. This is a node. This is coming from the node. This is coming from MongoDB. Okay. In this video, we're gonna demonstrate how to use the API endpoints, 4 of them mentioned in the app.js file. Let's start with the first one, auth route. Okay, so start with the model, I guess. Auth or authentication routes are to do with the user, so we start with the user schema. As you can see, the schema is defined using the mongoose plugin, which is to do with the MongoDB, right? And the schema is just what is expected by this well, this is a user schema, so this is what is expected in the backend when you try to execute database operations on it. So how many fields there are and other information. So every user has a name, email, hash password, about, sort, role, and history, and so on. But in order to sign up a user, you only need to provide, I guess, let me see, sign up. I guess you only need to provide name, email, and not the hash password, but the plain password, because the bottom here, it defines a virtual field called password. What virtual field is, they are not saved in the backend, right? So they're not saved by the MongoDB, but they do exist. And the set function to the user schema, it uses this UUIDVL package to generate a sort, and it uses it defines a method called Encrypt password that takes in the plain password and generates a hash. So what happens is, if you, from the front end, if you pass on the plain password, this hash password will be populated with the hash version of it. Okay, but this is inside the set. Okay, and I guess when you try to access yeah, if you try to access the value of the virtual field, I guess it returns a plain password of it. I'm not sure, but anyway. So here's the encrypt password method that is defined as part of user schema. So if you pass in the password that is empty or something, then it just returns nothing. And this is using the crypto plugin. What this is, it uses the encryption method SHA1 and uses sort as the key to generate the hash. This update password means you use the plain password as the input string, and digest hex means just return the hash in hex format. Okay, so important thing is update password. It means it's defining what to use as an input string. In this case, it makes sense to use the plain password. Okay, and if there's any error, yes, this is try catch. So if there's an error, then return nothing. And it just exports user schema as the user model. Okay, so the user model not only contains the fields, but also some methods, if you like authenticate and encrypt password. Those are the methods that belong to the user model, right? What does this do? Authenticate method. It takes a plain password and it encrypts it into a hash and compare that with the hash password that's already there. So basically it's checking if the plain password that you provide later encrypts it into a hash that's same as the one already stored in the backend in the hash password field. Yeah. Okay, so that's the model for the user schema. Okay, and let's have a look at the route, auth route. Okay, so in the auth route, there are three routes possible. First one is a sign up. Second one is sign in. Third is sign out. Okay. Let's have a look at those three. So to sign in, you only need to well, sorry, I just to sign up first. Sign up, you provide in the body name, email, password, and some additional one, but what's required are these three. Role 1 means it's an admin. Role 0 means it's a normal user. Okay. Let's create another admin. Let's say, I don't know, Bob. Yeah. And it's a post because sign up is a post. This is a middleware. It's like a validator. Okay. So it validates what's inside the request body. Alright, I'll just show you. Yeah, it just checks certain conditions like it's required, length, regular expression, and so on. Okay. So I finding well. Let's try a different one. I don't know, maybe Peter. Yeah, that as a password. Send. And here's the response. Okay. So we successfully created a user who is an admin. Next one is signing in. Okay. Let's go to auth sign in. So it expects from the request body two fields, email and password, and it will respond with the token and ID, email, name, and role of signed in user. Okay. The token here is signed with the user ID and some kind of secret string, and from that token create a cookie code T identified by T with the expiry setting. Okay, so why do we need this cookie T? It's required when you're trying to authenticate. Okay, so basically you will compare the ID from the cookie with the one in the request profile. We'll get to that later. Okay, so let's try to sign in. It's Peter. Right. Here it is. As expected, it got a token with the user information. That is Peter. We're gonna copy this token. And yeah, put it in the variable, and I call it Peter token. Oops. Yep, so there it is. Now we signed up Peter, we signed in Peter, and we got the token. With the token, we can authenticate the user. Okay, so we're gonna use this token later. Okay, so we can sign out too, which we'll do later, but I'll show you in the controller. So controller auth. Sign out simply clears the cookie T. You remember what cookie T is? Cookie T is the token, right? It clears it. So if you try to authenticate, it will fail. Okay. We're gonna sign out later. First, let's go to the user route. Forget about this one. This is just for testing. Here, can you see there are two middlewares: require sign in and is auth for both of the routes. This is for getting the user detail. This is for updating user detail. Same route string, but different method. This is get, this is put. Okay. Let me go to the user controller. So the read is to get the user information, right? So what it does is just respond with the request.profile. And I haven't mentioned this, but request profile is populated by user by ID. So whenever you see here, this router.parent, because you stated this, every time in the route this user ID is there, it will trigger this function. Okay, so it will set a property of the request called profile in this case, and set it equal to the user with ID mentioned in the parameter. Okay. So in this case, you first find the user with that ID, which is this one, from the backend, and then populate the request of profile with that found user, and then next, because after doing all this, unless you got an error, in which case you return and quit, you will proceed to the next step. So that's why next is there, because this is a middleware. Read simply just respond with the request of profile. So this will be a user with this user ID that is returned. Okay, but it will exclude hashed password and so from the response. Okay, so let me just do that. Okay, so okay. The user/user ID. Okay, so let's create a new request. Get user to get, right? We need user ID, right? So we have to put a value here. Let's have a look at Peter's details, okay? This is the Peter's. That's the Peter's ID. Right here. And this should be it. Oh, yes, let's see here. No authorization token found. What you have to do is go to authentication, bearer token, and here where did I put? Oh, it's here, Peter token. So come listen. Peter token should be able to. I don't know why. I have to save it maybe. Yeah, I have to save it. Saved. Try again. Yep, Peter token. Let's try this again. See here? Role 1 means he's an admin. This is his ID. Name Peter, email peter@ms.com. Created at, updated it, and so on. Okay, so we use this API endpoint to get information about an admin user called Peter. Okay. Now try to update. Let's have a look at what update. So here it says user dot find one and update means it's user is the user model in the backend, right? It's gonna find the ID equal to the one in the profile, request profile, and then replace it with what's in the request body. This is just a option, okay? And in the response we take out hash password and so because this is a security hole, so we don't mention these two. Okay, and then we just respond with the user details, right? So it basically the user with the request profile ID will be replaced by whatever is in the request body. Okay, so we can change the name, email, role, and so on. Let's let's duplicate this. We can do update user. didn't do anything. Is it because, oh yeah, I didn't save it. Okay, so let's delete it. Get user, save that, and then duplicate, update user. We'll look at the route. Same route, just a different operation. Okay. So we are doing a put now, and authorization. We've authorized with Peter, and user ID. I guess this is Peter's user ID. Yeah. The body. We have to pass in some information, right? Okay, so maybe our, does it replace the whole thing? Yeah, it replaces it. Okay, so let me just copy this. Yeah, I think. Yeah, it doesn't extend it. It replaces the whole thing. Let me just try this. I know it will fail, but let me just, yeah, let me change the row. Maybe, does it work? It from 1, let me change it to 0. Oh, because this is not post but put. I don't need to mention every other field. Can you see the row changed? Let me change it back to 1. Okay, that's cool. So we read user information, we updated user information, so that's good. What about auth? We got sign up, sign in, sign out. We already done sign up and sign in, right? We signed up to Peter and signed in as Peter. Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll just sign out. Controller auth. Sign out. Just clears the cookie. Let me just sign out then. Okay. Sign out. I guess it's just get operation now. Yes, sign out is get. That's all you need. Okay, let's save it. Okay, sign out success. Okay. I'll sign in again. Every time you sign in, you will generate a different token. Okay. So I'll sign in again. the token is different now. Let's reuse it. Okay, so the token. Yep, so let's save that. Where do I save it? Save. Okay, so we've done sign up. We signed up as Peter, signed in as Peter, signed out, and signed in as Peter. We displayed Peter's information. We changed the role of Peter. Let me just go to the get user Peter ID. Yeah, this is Peter's ID. Yeah, he's an admin now. Yeah, so anyway, we displayed Peter's information. We changed role of Peter. So we've done it. We've done all that. Just go to. Well, let me just show you the user. So these are the user schema we just went through. Let's do the categories in mid model. Okay, the category model only has one field in each schema, just the name. Okay, and this timestamp true is just a setting. Because of this, it will generate created at and updated at fields automatically for you. Okay, so that's the model. Category routes. Okay, so this one also has a param. There are two of them. One is a category ID, second is a user ID. So if category ID like this or the user ID appears in the route, these methods, category by ID and user by ID, they will be triggered. Okay, let's see what they do. I guess the user by ID is the same, right? You will populate request.profile with the user document found in the backend that matches this user ID. So we'll just populate request.user. Okay. Well, you request the profile with the user of this ID. Same thing with the category ID, right? You will match the category document from the backend that matches this category ID. That's what this does. Okay. See? Request the category is populated with the category found from the backend. Okay. So they have two parents. There are several routes here. The first one just displays what's in request.category, I guess. I'll show you. See? Yeah. Okay. So let's start with that. Okay, so category ID. Do we have it? We got add category here that I've done previously. I don't think we have it, so let's create one. Wow. Get category, I guess, and like this. And which category would you like? Is it a get, right? Yeah, it's get. Let me just choose PHP as its category. Here, categories. This one is PHP. This is the ID. Okay. Okay. I think that should be it. So here, this is the PHP category information. Okay. So that works. Now we're creating a category next time. This one. So it has 3 middlewares. Make sure that you're authenticated and is an admin. I mentioned before, admin is identified by the role being 1. Okay, so let's just have a look at controllers. It's the user. Oh. Yeah, here you go. This is what I understand from this, is that require sign in, extracts information from the token by passing in the secret string that we have used to sign the token, and populates the auth property that contains the user information. Okay, so here, if there is a request of profile and there is an auth property by this, and also if the profile ID equals the ID from the token, then you know by that you've authenticated with the correct user, right? Not just sign in with any user, but you know you've authenticated with the same user because it's comparing the ID from the profile with the one in the token. Okay, isadmin is simple. It returns an error if the role is not 1. It means that you're not an admin. And of course, isauth and isadmin, they're middleware. So after each logic, you call next. Yeah. So in consequence, for this route to work, you have to have signed in with the correct user, and you have to be an admin. And only after that, you will run the create method, which is this here, create. I think I've done this on my own before this video. So you're trying to create product, no, create. Yeah, add category, maybe. Is it this one? Post category, create user ID. Category, create user ID. Yep. So so you go to utilization. It uses the Here it uses the build token. You'll fail. Oh, actually it did. Oh, okay. Well, that's strange. Okay. I thought you have to use Peter's token. Categories. Let's delete this. Okay. Well, the build token is supposed to be generated when I log in as Bill, but shouldn't. Yeah, they're different. I don't know why build token still works. Create. Let me just change it to Peter token. Peter token. So remember, this is authorizing with the token. Let's body. Let me change some random category name. How about I don't know, C plus C sharp maybe. Okay, let's try that. Access denied. It seems something's wrong. Let me sign out. I've signed out. Okay. Okay, so let me sign in as Peter. Okay. Alright, save. Let's try to add category again. Authentication, Peter token. Oh, still. Why is it? It's Peter. Yeah, Peter is admin. Should work. Let me just copy the whole thing. What about this? Access denied. Why? Sign out again. Are there any cookies? Nope. Sign in. Cookies. This T, right? This is the value, right? E1. Oops. Okay, so let's try again. Drop your token. Oops. Ah, maybe. Ah, I know why. Because the user ID is set to your user ID. Okay, so it's trying to provide credential of the bill, not Peter. Okay, so here I can do Peter token, that's fine. But here you need Peter's ID. So let's. Okay, so this is Peter. Yep. Yep, this is Peter's ID. Let's just the backend. Okay, so the Peter user ID. Done. Save it. And add category. Let's change this to create category. Okay. Here, the path variable you have to put Peter user ID. Okay. And authorization I do Peter token. Okay, and the body I'm gonna create a category called C#. Now it's created, right? If you go to the backend, go to categories, C#. Yeah, that's cool. And now I did read, I did create. Did I do read? Let me do that. Oh, I did do get category, right? Okay. I did this, I did that. Put the okay, update. Okay, it just saves. Only thing required is the name. Okay. It does check for whether you signed in. You're the same user as the one cooker dictates, whether you're an admin. Okay. You're gonna update the category, right? The product. I don't think I have update category yet. Yes, I'll do that. Oops. Request update category. Route is this. Okay. Authorization token, a Peter token. That's cool. So this is updating a category with the user that is an admin, right? So category ID. Let's which category should I update? Okay, I'll just change C# then. Okay, so I put this in user ID. Just Peter. Like this. In the body. I guess I could change the name to C++. Okay. So we are putting it, so we are updating it, and got authorization with Peter token. Category is the C#, user is the Peter. Yeah, now it's changed C++. Let's check. It's okay. Yeah. C++. Okay. And so we did update. We can do remove. The operation is delete. It requires sign in, authenticate with the user, and it has to be an admin. So I can do it with Peter again. Delete category. Okay. Let's make another one. Delete category. Method is delete. Oops. Like this. The category I want to delete is C++. This one. And the user is, I want to be Peter. Yeah. Okay. So category I want to delete is C++. User to authenticate with is Peter. But before we do it, let's check. Right. This. Okay, so let's have a look at delete. It calls this controller. Okay. Yeah. It doesn't require not anything. We don't need anything in the request body. Just does it. Okay. Oh, but let me demonstrate this. Let's go to the user and Peter. Let me change him back to being regular user. Then if we try to do it now, We say is a no authentication token found, or something like that. Verify what? Oh yeah, Peter. What if I change it back to being an admin again? Ooh. Why is it doing this? Oh, I didn't. Okay, it's my mistake. Okay, I didn't put anything in the authorization. That's why. Okay, so I'm authenticated with the Peter token. I'm gonna delete the C++ with credential of Peter. But I'm gonna change Peter to being a regular user. Okay, now watch. Admin resource access denied because Peter is a regular user now. But if I change him back to being an admin, category deleted. Let's check. Yep. The fifth one is gone. Okay. Okay, so we've done this. The very last one for the category is just listing all the categories. So this one, the category defined with nothing inside the parameter, it finds everything. It just lists every category, and then you respond with the data that is found by category find, right? So it lists every category. Okay, let's do that. Slash categories, and it's a get method. Okay. All right. Get the request. List categories. Okay, so from my memory was just categories, right? And just the get doesn't require anything in the request body. Does it require? Nope, it doesn't require any middleware. Let's try. Okay, we got 4 categories: PHP, MySQL, React, and Node. The C# one, I deleted it. You remember? So that's it. Save that. Now the big one. We've done the auth route. We did category route. Did we do user? It's the auth route. Sign up, sign in, sign out. We did that. User. Get the user profile updated. We've done that. And we did category, right? So only thing that's left is the product routes, right? This is the big one. But I already done it in the Postman before this, so it will be smooth sailing. Okay, so same thing here, the usual params, right? If you have in the route parameter you got user ID, it will populate the request I think the profile as the user ID, user found in the backend, and same as product ID. Let me just here it populates request.product. Okay, All right, so first one, we get a certain product. Oops. So yeah, I think it's this one, right? Product ID. Yep. So the param is just one, the product ID, whatever this is, and it's a get, so you don't need anything request body. And do you require? Nope, you don't require alt or admin. Check. Should just return product not found. Let me just get a product. Okay, so let me choose maybe number 5. MySQL 2. Let me just change it to this. Yeah, MySQL 2. Okay. So that's that. The second one is the post. It's creating a new product authenticated by this user. Okay. There you go. Create product. Here though, you do require authentication. And remember, I'm logged in as Bill. Or no, Peter. Peter token. And Bill was the admin, and he still is, but I'm logged in as Peter now. Okay. And in the body, it's not row, but now it's form data. Let me show you the schema of product. Got name, description, price, category, quantity, sold, photo, and shipping, and so on. And okay, let me add React 4. Price. Okay. Maybe I'll just do it 30, I don't know. Sold. Maybe 15, and maybe 17 sold. Okay. Okay. And it should react. This is a variable from yeah. So it just expands to the category ID of React. So this is a file, React 4. So does it look good now? Okay, let's send it. So whatever it did, let's check. So 10. Yeah, React 4, right? So it's created, right? Okay. So that's that. Why? How come this time the request body is not JSON but a form data? Because it's defined that way in the node code. Like create has it uses a plugin called formidable, and I guess formidable.incoming form retrieves data from the request body in the form data format. Okay, like if you update it, everything's the same except for this part. When you create it, you create a new instance of the product model, but update, you first populate the product with the request.product, and then just extend the product with the past fields. Okay, so that's the only difference. But we'll get to that. Okay, so what did we do? Yeah, so we created a new product, React 4. Okay. Now you can delete the product. So let me just you can update the product, or can you delete? Yeah, I haven't done delete yet. Okay. Before deleting, let's just do update product. So put method, right? So I can update product over here. Alright, so even though it's the put method, if you go to the controller, it checks for every single required field from the form that is passed from the request body, right? So if you only provide the name, I think it will fail. Anyway, authorization, I need to do Peter token, and this has to be Peter ID, and I'm gonna change the React 4. Okay, so I've done all the params, I've done authorization. Body here, let me just let's just do where's it going? Okay, React 4 updated. React updated. What happens if I don't change these? Let me just have a look here. Price is 30, sold is 17. the category. What if I don't do anything? Will this work? What will be returned? What's the response? It will send the whole thing. All fields are required. This time you need to actually write everything, even though it's put. Okay, so $30, 17 sold. 17 sold. And it's a fourth React, right? Let me try this. Now it's gone through. Let's check the backend. The last one, right? See, look, name, description is updated. That's good. And now you can delete it, right? So parents, I'm gonna delete this, right? So product remove, right? That's the React 4. Peter, user ID. Peter token. And what else do I need? Remove. Yeah, it doesn't require anything except for the request.product, which you get automatically. Remember? Let's just send product deleted successfully. So this should be gone, right? React 4 should be gone. It's gone. Okay. Now we've done update, we've done remove. Now all these are search functionalities, right? First, we're gonna list all products. Okay. It should be get. Okay, so it seems we don't have list products. Add a request. List products. Check get. And slash product. and you don't need any sign in or authorization. Okay, so got everything. How many? One. Let me just. We got 9 products. Do we have 9 products? Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not right. It should actually. Let me just. Okay, controllers list. Ah, okay. This list is not as simple as it seems. It accepts and parses the query parent, like cell, so like sorry, the sort by, order, and so on. Okay, so what? I think I will delete this. Yeah, it's this one. So what it is I know why. Before I didn't supply any query parameters, right? I just did list. Or let me do some. I just did products / products. That's it. Because it only gave 6 entries because by default limit is 6. Okay, but we actually have 9 products. Okay. Anyway, so it doesn't need authorization. Needs nothing from the body. It's get. So let me get rid of everything. Then it displays 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? But if I do limit of 20, it will. Now there's a lot more. Okay. And you can do either it makes sense to set sort by as sold or created at. Created at is the timestamp. Sold is a one of the fields in the product schema, like sold over here. Okay. Order can be ascending or descending. So let's sort by sold. It's descending, so the first entry would be the one with the most sold and decrease afterwards, right? So here sold 8 and then sold 5, then sold 1, right? If you do order ascending, what do you think will happen now? It's still sort by sold, so you would have sold 1 and then increase, right? See, sold 1, sold 5, and sold 8, right? So that's how it works. If you do sort by created at, this will, I guess this will list the one with the earliest created at, and so yeah, so created at 2951 and then 3248. Sorry, 12951, 119. Let's just do 6. Order by descending. Okay. All right, it's this one. 3928, 3859, 3817, and so on, right? So order descending, so it's going from the most recent to most old. Okay, so this is how you do list product by query parameter. That's good. All right, so list related. Okay, so get rid of this. List related is get. There you go. First, you don't need authorization. You don't need user ID to authorize. Here, this product. So what I mean is, you will list all the products in the same category as product ID, but not itself. Okay, so therefore it just list the related product. Okay, let me go to the product. I think there are at least so there are 3 books on PHP: PHP1, PHP2, and PHP3. So let me get the user ID, this one, and if you give it here, it will list the other two, right? First PHP and third PHP. The second PHP is omitted. It just showed you the related product. They belong to the same category. That's good. Products slash categories, what it does is it lists all the categories used by all the products without duplicate. So distinct categories that are used by products. Okay, so in this case, in the backend, I think there may be one book on Node, or maybe not. So if there's no book of category Node, then the distinct categories will be these three, right? The first three. Because fourth one, I'm not sure whether it's used by a product or not. Okay, so that's the function. Let me go to the Postman. List product for categories. Here. Okay, so send it. See, there's these are three, right? I don't think there's a book on Node, which is this one. Okay. We are coming close to the most important one, which is list by search. I'll take some time to explain this one. You don't need any authorization. And your post. It's this one. You need to understand the actual code. I figured this thing out. So what it does, it passes this something like this to request body. It has a usual limit and skip, but there's a property called filters, and the price means it's between $0 and $21 at this point. Category lists all the categories, so it will give you the list of products that satisfy the price range and belong to one of the categories listed here. Okay, and you should know that the price and category, they are coming from the form controls in the front end. Price, for example, I think it's from, let me just, it says controllers product. Yeah, so here the categories are selected in a checkbox, so you can click on more than one categories. Price range is in a radio button. Okay, so these are the form control from the front end. So something like this will be passed on to find args. So you're sending to product.find this object, And what product of find does, it will list all the products based on these parameters. Okay. Well, yeah. So let me. Okay, let me do, I don't know, maybe 20. No. Okay, 20 to $30. And which categories? I'll choose 2. Okay. I'll do React. And that's what this is, but I'll do it again. And one more just to make it interesting. I'll do MySQL. Okay. So this will list all the products. Well, top 20 because the limit is 20. But we have less than 20 documents in the database. So it will list all of them. Where the price range is between $20 and $30, and categories in either the React or the what? MySQL. So let's do it. Okay. So here it says there are 4 products that match these search parameters, and the data is that the price is 25 here, the first one, and the category is React. Just this one over here. Price is 20, so it's still in the price range. Category is React again. Next one, the category is MySQL. Price is 25, so it's in the range. Price is 20. Category is MySQL. So there are 4 that matches. Okay. So this is the most important part that I had to figure out myself. If you're wondering why does the respond body return this JSON, like why does it have size field and why is this one named data, it's shown in the node code. Okay, so this is the controller function for this. After it product of find the find docs, which is find docs is tell you again, this is find docs, and you are asking product backend to search for this search parameters, and at the end response returns JSON of the size, which is the data length, and data. That's why you see size and data followed by all the products. Yes. Okay, so the data field contains an array of, in this case, 4 products. Okay, so I hope this clarifies a lot. One last thing is photo. Photo is one of the field in the schema, product schema here, photo. And because when we are parsing the form, we're using formidable and doing stuff with it, we did the photo and other fields separately, because photos are data intensive, so it will slow down the server or something. So only thing to show you is okay, this route returns the binary that represents this photo data that belongs to this product ID. So let me choose one ID. Choose one product. Okay, so let me do the last one. React. Okay, and photo. This is the photo. It has data and the content type. Okay, so just let me get the product ID. Remember, it's React, some kind of React. Okay, so so the product ID is this. And the route is product photo slash course 8000 API. So if you go to the web browser and say it returns the photo itself. So now we know every route works. Okay, thank you very much and see you next time.